When noise stops calling you, there comes a moment when noise no longer excites you. Not because you're superior, not because you've won, but because it no longer fits who you've become. The arguments feel small. The drama feels predictable. The opinions feel loud and empty. What once pulled your attention now feels like static. This episode is not about avoiding noise. It's about reaching the point where noise can no longer reach you. No return to noise is not a rule you follow. It's a state you arrive at. What noise really is not sound. Noise is unnecessary opinion, emotional contagion, external validation, endless reaction cycles, other people's urgency. Noise is anything that demands your energy without earning it. Most people drown not because life is hard, but because they never learn to mute what doesn't matter. Stoics understood this early. They didn't retreat from the world. They filtered it ruthlessly. Because attention is life force. And whatever controls your attention controls your direction. Why noise is addictive? Noise gives you a sense of relevance, a feeling of participation, the illusion of importance. Reacting feels like doing something. Arguing feels like standing for something. But reaction is not power. It's leaking. Noise keeps you busy, so you never become dangerous. That's why societies reward loudness and punish restraint. The Stoic response was silence. Not weakness, but containment. The cost of staying quiet. Silence costs you things. You will be misunderstood, be underestimated, be left out, be forgotten by those who thrive on chaos. That is not a loss. That is a filter. Noise needs an audience. Silence selects its circle. Stoics accepted isolation as the price of internal order. You cannot protect depth while living in constant exposure. Why most people return to noise? People don't return to noise because they want chaos. They return because silence feels empty at first. Stillness exposes unresolved thoughts. Quiet removes distraction from truth. Quiet doesn't feel empty. It feels honest. And honesty is what people run from. Noise numbs. Silence reveals. And most people are not prepared to sit with who they actually are. So they go back to scrolling, to arguing, to reacting, to proving. Stoics trained for silence before it was forced upon them. Noise versus authority. Noise seeks dominance through volume. Authority never raises its voice. The most dangerous people don't explain, don't announce, don't justify. They move quietly and let consequences speak. Noise wants recognition. Authority does not need permission. Once you feel that difference, you can't unsee it. And you stop competing with the loud. The psychological shift. At a certain level, something changes. You no longer ask, and what do they think? You ask, does this deserve access to me? This is not arrogance. It is boundary maturity. You stop responding automatically. You stop reacting emotionally. You stop performing your values. You live them. Silence becomes not avoidance, but selection. When the world tries to pull you back, when you go quiet, people notice. Not consciously, emotionally. Your absence creates discomfort. Your restraint highlights their chaos. Your calm becomes a mirror. So they test you. Provocation, criticism, mockery, guilt. Not because they hate you, but because noise loses power without participation. Stoics never argued with noise. They outlasted it. There is a moment you cross, and nothing on the other side can call you back. The rule of no return. No return to noise means you don't defend your silence, explain your absence, justify your boundaries. You let confusion exist because clarity doesn't need consensus. Once you've lived without noise, returning feels like suffocation. And that's how you know you're past the point of relapse. What replaces noise? When noise leaves, something else enters. Depth, precision, intent, stillness with direction. Your actions sharpen, your words reduce, your presence increases. You become harder to read and impossible to manipulate. This is not loneliness, it's signal purity. The quiet that can't be taken, noise can be removed. Silence must be chosen. Once chosen, it cannot be forced from you. You don't argue anymore. You don't perform anymore. You don't react anymore. You move. You decide. You disappear when needed. And when you speak, it lands. This is not withdrawal from life. This is dominance without disturbance. No return to noise, no apology, no explanation. These are Stoic life rules.